All right, we are live. This is Kyle with WMMA Fighters, and I have Shino VanHoose with me. How you doing, Shino?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming back.
Of course.
Yeah. So last time we talked, we couldn't mention some stuff. The fight you had lined up
Yeah.
with Invicta, which that was really awesome. So not to start with bad news,
Yeah, I know.
but I, I said I'm not trying to prod or anything, but so you hurt your knee, right? Was it your
I did.
yeah.
I tore my ACL completely.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Uh,
mean, the best thing about it though is you are in really good spirits. So what has been the recovery process? Did you have an
um,
operation?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm working on it, actually. I'm still trying to decide if I want to get it done this year or early next year.
Hmm.
Uh, the Ideally, I wanted to get it done as soon as possible, but I'm not insured, so that whole
Oh
like
wow.
situation is like.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so my insurance with my family expired when I turned 23, and I
Hmm.
hurt my knee after I turned 23. So
Well,
I was, yep,
it's
I was like, of course.
yeah, it's just like buying a car. Everything breaks
Yeah,
after the warranty.
exactly, exactly. I was like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that
But,
that's.
I've been in the process of trying to figure that out, but
Hmm.
yeah, just trying to keep it strong. Everything else around the ACL strong, and
Yeah.
you know. So hopefully I'll be back. I'll be back next year for sure, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, I said I just want to get that out of the way so people knew, and it's just you know, unfortunate part of it.
Yeah, especially because I've never been in the situation where I've had to back out of a fight before.
Hmm.
I'm always the person to show up, or even cover for somebody who's injured, or
Right.
I've always been in. I've never even been in a position where pulling out was even an option. So it was a hard decision for me. I almost took the fight anyway, but during sparring, it popped a couple times. It would repop a couple times, so I just knew it wasn't a good idea. So
Right. Well, you
yeah,
definitely made the right decision.
I think so. Especially, fights will come and go, but my knee won't.
Right.
So yeah.
And that's so yeah, so kind of when we talked before, we're talking about how you have a ton of experience, for
Mhm.
being so young, and I hate seeing any of you get hurt, but at least if you can take something good out of it, it's at least you know I'm not in my mid to late 30s. You know what I mean? That's when things
Mhm.
really start getting
Yeah, that's
difficult.
what I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. You got you're still in there. You got plenty of time. So hopefully it all works out. But yeah, the insurance thing is a whole other topic.
Yeah, yeah, that's just a whole nother problem of mine that I have to figure out.
Yeah.
So
Well, that
trying to.
it's just so stupid overall how
Yeah.
all that is handled. It just
Mhm.
it blows my mind. Um,
Yeah, so just
so
a big process, but I'm really excited to come back stronger and
yeah,
better
yeah.
a
No,
lot.
you're gonna be fine. And like you said, you're keeping building up around that area, keeping it strong. You're gonna you're doing the right things. And I know you were really itching to get in there, but
Oh,
you will, you will.
yeah, I
You know,
appreciate that.
yeah. It'll just things will get better. Everything will get better.
Hmm.
Um, so like next year, um, and that was you had Alicia. It was what's her Alicia is it Zapatella? I can't say her
Yeah,
last name.
Tella Zapatea, something like
Yeah,
that.
she
Yeah,
was. I believe that was her debut.
that was. Yeah, she
Yeah.
looked.
So yeah. That would have. I mean, I was real excited about that one. That would have been a good one. So maybe you guys can match up again some other time.
I think we
But
will.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about atom weights? Finally have a champion now with
Oh,
Invicta.
yeah. I think it's a good step in the
Mm-hmm.
right direction for sure. And
Yeah.
Jean Frey is going to make a great champion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that was a good fight too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a great step in the right direction, and I think it motivates a lot of atom weights,
Hmm.
remotivates a lot of atom weights to really climb the ranks again.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I think that division has been held hostage for almost
oh,
2 years. It seems like,
so
you
I
know.
think the weight division gets the least credit,
Hmm.
to be honest.
Yep.
It's not picked up by the UFC yet,
Right.
and but a lot of, they pick up a lot of atom weights to fight in the 115 division. So
Hmm.
I don't, I mean, they can't take everybody fighting the
Right.
115 division. Some people are just too small,
Yep.
So I think sooner or later, I think getting a champion was a good step.
Yep. Oh
And
yeah. That was
get
so
a,
great. It was so great to see that, just I loved everything about it. Like you said, she's gonna make a good champion. She's a gamer. She's gonna fight a lot.
yeah,
She'll
oh,
be
yeah.
out there. She'll be out there every few months, no doubt. So it's cool. It's really exciting. And then Invicta 31 has quite a few atom weights on there as well. So yeah, I really think they're gonna start, like you said, there's a reason to climb the ranks now.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
to
sure.
yeah, and to put on a show. And mentioning going from atom weight to 115. I mean, that's huge. That is a
It is,
huge step.
it is
And
a lot of atom weights cut from 115, so
yeah, and that's it.
you just can't, they can't keep bringing atom weights up.
Right.
So I just, it's gonna happen
Yeah.
sooner or later.
Yeah. So I tweeted a thing a few days ago saying that Invicta and One Championship, One Fighting Championship, are the two best MMA promotions right now
Oh yeah,
because
I
of
want to
matchups.
fight for 1FC. I really want to fight for 1FC.
Yeah. Oh, they are just and same with Invicta. Like their matchups are just perfect. You
Oh
know,
yeah, yeah.
that's the key. Like UFC is missing the mark in my opinion, all across the board. Like the last thing I want to see is Rose and Joanna fight again.
Again for the third time.
Yeah, like I don't want to see that. That's the equivalent of Dillashaw and Garbrandt. For the men's, I have
Mhm.
zero interest in seeing those two fight again.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. Because we established who
Yeah,
the
twice.
better fighter
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
twice. So that there's no point, and stuff like that holds up the division. So it's great that Invicta was like, we need to have an atomweight champion. We have to, and they
Yeah.
they they finally made it happen. So yeah, I think you'll be coming in at a good time. When you get back out there, you're really gonna be in. I think the atomweights are gonna be on fire, and you're
Oh,
gonna.
I do.
Yeah, and just you got a lot of followers, so it'll just be a great experience. I think get you in there,
Yeah.
and you're gonna come in, whoever the champion is, and get a couple fights in, and maybe you'll get that shot.
Well, I think a few more wins and I will be right there.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Like I
yeah.
said, it's crazy to think you're only 23 years old with
Hmm.
all the experience you have.
Yeah.
And talking about that before, I was just blown away with your background and stuff.
Mhm.
So what are you doing now? You can't obviously do much training.
Hmm.
So what are you
Yeah,
doing now to keep
I
yourself?
mean, yeah, I do what I can. Like I'll still
Yeah.
go to Muay and
Hmm.
I don't kick or anything, but just my hands and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll work on those. I'll do strength and conditioning with my boyfriend a lot. Like
Hmm.
he'll just try and keep my body strong.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. Just staying in shape, I guess,
Hmm.
mostly for the most part, as much as I can. But yeah, nothing. I mean, I haven't been sparring or
Right.
anything. Trying to stay away from that and hurt damaging the knee more. But
Hmm.
keeping it strong is mainly the big priority right now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Definitely. Yeah, and that's good, and that's good, mentally, because you can still do something. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
can you
sure.
can keep working, and
Yeah.
that's a great thing, and it's great. Keeps you disciplined as well, and
Hmm.
I wanted to ask you that because a lot of people that we talk to, they're not fighters. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, you're gonna be down, you're gonna be out, but you can keep doing something. You can
Sure.
keep improving yourself.
Yeah.
So
Oh
that
yeah.
so that that
Oh, yeah.
that's awesome that you're doing that.
Thank
It's not. I know it's not easy because you want to do more. And
you.
Jamie Henshaw is a perfect example of that too. She had that
Mhm.
horrible broken arm,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't stop. Was
Yeah.
conditioning, doing all
Oh,
these
for
things. So yeah, you're gonna come out. You're gonna come back out ready to go. So
yeah. I think so too.
yeah, I think it'll be good. But yeah, so Invicta's just killing it. So it's really exciting to see. Now I got to ask, uh, did you think that did you see the fight?
The Atomweight
Yeah.
Championship fight? Yeah, I
Did
did watch it. I
did you
watched it.
think it was as controversial as a lot of people say it was?
I think so.
Yeah,
I really thought that I forgot her name, but
Crusader.
yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that she at least the first three.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. She was just controlling
Mhm.
Jin
Yeah.
for so like majority of those rounds,
Mhm.
and I really thought she won. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I like to get the opinion on that. So I talked to Lindsay Van Zant and asked her the same question, and she didn't want to answer it. But
Oh,
now, if you go
yeah.
back and you watch, so if you get on Invicta's YouTube and you can watch some highlight reels,
Hmm.
watch some highlight reels of that, and it looks a little different. And well, hey, there's Lindsay right there. So yeah, she watched it again and thinks Mina won, Crusader as well. So yeah, it's just the highlight reels. It's a little tells a little different story, but you know what they say: don't leave it in the hands of the judges, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't. I don't know. I mean, at the moment, I haven't rewatched the fight, but at the moment, I was pretty shocked with the decision.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not gonna take anything away from any of the girls. Like they both did great, but yeah, I was just shocked at the moment.
Yeah, a winner. The winner isn't always the one that gets their hand raised.
Mm.
So, but it
But
is cool. It
yeah,
is cool that there's
and
finally a champion. But there is an easy way to settle it. You do a rematch, right?
oh, sure, I
You know,
have a feeling it might come. Especially, wasn't it a split decision?
I believe so. Yeah, I don't. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think it was clean.
I don't. I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they
Yeah.
had a rematch.
Yeah, anytime you have that kind of conversation, you do a rematch because people are gonna watch it. You know.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I think so too.
yeah. So I think it'd just be a good situation. And I think they'd both probably agree to it, to be honest.
Hmm.
And that way you can shut down any doubt at all. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. So and then so what are some of your goals? Okay. Yeah. So it was unanimous. It was a
Oh, it was
unanimous
unanimous.
decision. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I was surprised. I thought maybe a split. I think that's what it was. That's what shocked me. I didn't
It
think
was
it was
UD.
unanimous.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So Lindsay is fact checking. So making sure.
Oh,
Well, no. Yeah, she's in here. Yeah, so it was a UD. So yeah, that was probably like you said the more shocking part of it.
I thought. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe I thought if it was a split, then it's arguable. But um, I don't know. Just my opinion. I thought that uh, Bruce Cinder won the fight.
Yeah, it was definitely a grinder. I mean, it was a
That's
grinder.
a good fight, though. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I don't know. Going back if you watch the fight and see, so the highlight reels are like heavily for Jin,
Uh-huh.
and that's why they tell a little different story.
I'll just have to rewatch it again.
Yeah, so but yeah, I guess you watch the fight again. Because I remember the first two rounds were easy to judge,
Oh,
right?
that. Oh,
Easy.
for sure.
And then
Yeah.
round three, I think you're right. I think Crusader won one, two, and
At least
three.
for yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was one of those things going into 4 and 5. They're like, hey, you need to start winning. 'Cause-
Yeah. Maybe
y-
she thought that she had the first three, so she was okay. I don't know. Who knows? But
yeah, that's part of it, right? The
yeah.
judges they do their thing. You don't
Yeah.
really know what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
So like now are you? I don't remember if I asked you this. Do you do any? You coach youth?
I coach. Well, I help
Hmm.
some of the black belts coach the kids class, kids
Yeah,
jujitsu over at my gym. Yeah.
that's so cool. What do you so like, at some point in your life, unfortunately, you're gonna have to walk away from this.
Mhm.
What do you see yourself doing? You see yourself still being in this community?
I so. Oh yeah, I think so. I think I'm gonna once I have to hang up my gloves. I feel like I'm gonna be still a part of the gym, whether that's coaching or still training and helping other fighters or whatever it may be. I think especially with the kids because I was their age when I started jujitsu, so I
Mm-hmm.
think I know how it is. I know
Right.
I know what they're going through, I guess. So I think I just would want to be a part of the next generation of martial artists, and
Mm-hmm.
you I was once, oh, the
Right.
next generation. So
Right.
yeah, I
See,
think I think.
I love that. I love that, and I think that coaching and helping out with kids is just one of the coolest things ever. No
It's
matter
fun
what you do, it's so much fun. Even though
and it
some of
took
those kids are little turds, but
yeah.
but it is fun, and yeah, that's great. I think this is something that when you're in it and you get to the level that you're at, if you wanted to do it for life in some way, shape, or form, you could.
Yeah, and I think too, especially when we have girls in the kids class, and they're a little shy or something. It's fun for me to be, try to open those doors,
Hmm.
and then just be kind of an older sister to the
Right.
little girls, that are training and have to go with boys or
Hmm.
like I don't with boys. They would always say like I don't want to go with boys, but it's like, hey, I have to go with boys and, just kind of talk to them about,
Right.
try to put my own experience in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be great, and they can have somebody to relate to, so that's
exactly.
really cool. And that's just another thing. It's like you just have this personality for uh, coaching. I think you'd be one that um, kids would be like, yeah, she knows she's a fun coach, good coach, but she'll also make sure we're doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, sure.
And
Yeah.
that's really cool. But yeah, you have tons of experience and tons of time. And there was a point earlier in this year where I thought the UFC would finally get an atom weight division,
I thought so too. At
but
least like, but I'm still hoping at least like December. So.
yeah, it's one of those things that
Oh,
so here's why I think it may still happen. So the Ultimate Fighter, right? The reality show.
hmm.
So I guess, well, of course, Dana White lately he says one thing and it's something else.
Oh yeah.
So he did say, that they sold that house, that property.
Hmm. Oh,
Um,
they did.
yeah,
Oh,
but
I
yeah, it's
yeah.
total. So I guess in the season that is about to air, none of the fighters were allowed to go upstairs because they
Huh.
didn't want to like wreck the upstairs or
Yeah.
something like
That's,
that. So
it always gets wrecked.
yeah,
In,
so yeah, they're filming and selling this property at the same time. So it's crazy. But Dana White did
it's,
say that the Ultimate Fighter is not dead and it will be on
I thought
ESPN's streaming.
I thought his plan was to replace it with the Contender series.
That's what I did too. So maybe it's going to be some sort of merging,
Yeah.
it's almost like they're cannibalizing their own Fight Pass, is what I feel like,
Uh,
with using ESPN. And I think that might be more ESPN than UFC, to be honest.
maybe. Yeah.
I'm pretty nervous about this ESPN UFC thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be good for the UFC at all. I really don't.
I
Um,
will say that they did replace Contender with Tough. I think that would be cool too. I
right?
think I think Contender is a really cool way to get into the UFC.
Yeah.
You don't have to. I guess you just train.
Yeah.
That's all you
You
worry about. You don't have to worry about the reality TV show.
exactly.
And
You
I
train
think that
and you go fight and it's awesome. Yeah, I think maybe do like some sort of, merge them and, keep it more like the Contender, but put some of those tough elements in there.
too, kind of like their journey to Contender or something
Exactly.
like that.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
And then
Yeah.
and then have UFC fighters coaching,
Yeah.
like, so I think that would be a really cool, or just putting on, you don't have to have just two, maybe have like you know,
Yeah.
you know,
5. Yeah.
yeah, they come in and they're like, hey, this guy's mainly a striker, so
Hmm.
that's what we're gonna put you guys through this week, or what, you know what I mean, just something like that, and I think that
Yeah.
would be really fun to watch.
Well, yeah, and it was cool because my boyfriend just fought for the Contender Series, so
Yeah.
it was kind of seeing all the like behind the scenes and
Mm-hmm.
everything, and it was fun. I was like, man, this is like the way to go.
Right.
You don't worry about any cameras in your face
Mm-hmm.
besides the pre uh, shoots and stuff like that, but you don't have to like worry about cameras always being around you, and
Right.
you just kind of train like it's another fight, which because it is, and I feel like it opens the doors even for the people who didn't make it or
Mm-hmm.
lost, or it opens doors for them too. And I thought it was really cool. Like even though I wasn't the one fighting, I was like,
Right.
wow, this is an experience to like be a part of, kind of,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and it is cool, and I love, like, there's some serious talent out there,
There really is.
that's not really being showcased, and that, yeah, that contender thing is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of that Greg Hardy dude.
Oh, really? Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
you know,
I
I just,
mean,
I mean, the guy is just not a
he, I,
good
yeah,
person.
he's, yeah, I guess,
You
in the
know,
sport, young in
yeah.
the sport. So he just has to learn a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I'm holding on, and I'm hoping that maybe martial arts is what changes his life, because he's done some really bad things. you know, Coming
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the NFL, and he had,
Oh,
yeah, he had those horrible domestic violence.
yeah.
He's just not a good person. But
But
I guess people around him are saying ever since he made the move, got out of the NFL, and he's doing
it
this
humbles,
now, it's changing
yeah,
him.
it probably humbles him a little bit. Like
Yeah.
he's not invincible guy,
Right.
who,
Yeah, yeah, and it's just different, and it's independent, it for the most part, right? So, he can train independently, so
yeah.
I'm hoping, that he can just keep his nose clean, and if he ends up
Mhm.
being great,
Oh,
great, as long as he's not running around doing
yeah.
dumb
I
stuff.
mean, and lost, so
Right.
I
So yeah,
mean, he
but
did it to him.
and then
So
that's where what's his name, Sean O'Malley came from, right? The
yeah,
contender. Yeah, that dude is no
yeah.
joke.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
And then my friend's cousin, Ricky Simone, too, came from
Mhm.
Contender last year.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of fun to watch. So what division is your boyfriend in?
The 35 bantamweight.
Okay. God, I love
Yeah,
bantamweights. They
yeah.
they
He just fought Domingo Pilarte.
Yep, okay, I remember that. That
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
he fought.
recent, wasn't it?
That was July 17th was the fight.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that was just a couple weeks ago. Um
Yeah,
so yeah, that's a highly competitive division in the UFC right now.
yeah. That's a really good decision. And I think when it was funny because he used to fight at 145, so he was
Mhm.
always a smaller 45 division, but then he moved down to 135, and thinking like, oh, everybody's going to be my size now, and I won't have the height, or the size disadvantage and stuff. And then when he went into the cage to fight Pilarte, he's like looking up at the guy, like,
Yes,
because Pilarte's
some of these
good.
bantamweights are huge. It's like when
Look at their
like
cuts. I don't know how they do it.
yeah, I'm still mind blown when, like, Ashley Evans Smith, when she went down to flyweight for that fight a couple months ago. That was insane.
What did she fight at?
145.
Oh,
Yeah, she
dang.
fought Beck Rawlings, and of course everybody gave Beck Rawlings. They're like, "Oh, she lost
Especially
again."
for a female.
Yeah, I'm like, "No, she didn't lose. She got beat by someone who weighed about 160 pounds." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't even know how she made weight, to be honest.
Yeah. So crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah. Crazy. I think the most I cut is 15 pounds. I mean,
hmm
well, I walk around at like 120 maybe, so
Yeah.
if even, so it's and that even sucks sometimes. Like sometimes that even sucks,
Yeah.
like the last couple pounds I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
But so I don't know how some people put themselves through that. Like I
I
don't know why. I get you love the sport, but I
hmm
don't know about loving it to the point where I'm gonna try and kill myself.
I know It's like, yeah, it makes your mind like I don't even understand where they go through dealing with it. It's like Darren
Yeah,
Till, for example. Darren Till is a huge welterweight like that.
yeah,
I think he needs to move up. I think if it,
probably. I think a lot of guys need to move up.
yeah, they
There's
do. I
guys
think
like just kill themselves.
yeah, if he doesn't make weight for Woodley in September, I think they really need to say, yeah, you have to move up at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And
Well, if Van Zant moved up, but wasn't she having issues making 115 or
yeah,
started getting?
and it was just killing her body
Yeah,
essentially,
yeah.
just
Oh, I
killing her
bet.
body, and that's
She,
I'm so glad that division exists now because a lot of 115ers have gone up and they're just
uh,
they look so much better, you
oh
know.
yeah. A
And
lot of 135ers came down too.
yeah, which
Uh,
I figured that would happen.
yeah.
But you got to see like how long is that gonna last, because that's tough. That's tough
Oh
to
yeah.
do.
Imagine how many 115ers are going to go down to 105 once the
Well, that's
UFC
the
stops.
thing. Like you said, I see Watterson going down immediately if they get an
Yeah.
atomweight division.
I was actually having a conversation about that. I was like, well, if the 105 division comes to the UFC, I wonder if Michelle Waterson would drop back down because she's been looking big lately.
Yeah. Well,
Like she's
I
kind
agree. Yeah,
of
I agree until I saw her with Courtney Casey, and then I was like, okay, Michelle is really
uh,
little.
yeah, actually, I think I missed that fight.
Yeah, so Casey looked like a freaking giant in there.
Oh, did she? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Her-
But you're
I
right, though. I
saw
mean, Michelle has adapted to this weight class,
that.
but
Yeah.
I seriously think she would
Like
drop.
thick.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think she would drop if
I mean, I don't see why not for her. She was the 105 champ at one
right.
point in Invicta. I don't see why not.
Yep, yeah, it'd be a great move, and it'd be a
Mm.
great way to make the division real exciting, real quick.
Oh yeah.
Not just all the fight, and that's the thing. How many fighters they could sign? Um, it's a really there's a hell of a lot more atom weights than there are featherweights. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
especially
Oh,
yeah,
there's a lot.
especially featherweights willing to fight Cyborg.
Oh,
That's another thing. It's like, are you willing to fight Cyborg?
yeah.
That's the
There's
question,
like three featherweights willing to fight, and most of them are bantamweights.
right? Yeah, exactly. They're not even true featherweights. It's weird. It's very very
That's,
strange.
I get that. Like they had to make a division for Cyborg because they kind of needed Cyborg in the UFC. But at the same time, I was surprised that they got the featherweight division in there before the 105 division.
Yeah, me too.
There's way more 105ers than 145ers. So and you rarely see a fight at 145 in the UFC, like unless it's Cyborg,
Yep.
fighting, and unless they find someone to fight her. So I was so surprised about that. I thought that the 105 division would be in there first.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. So it's really interesting, and hopefully something comes around at some point.
Yeah.
Like you said, maybe end of the year, because I mean it's August now, and
Yeah.
it's coming
Well,
quick.
maybe. I mean, maybe they'll do like a tough thing, um, or something. But yeah, maybe hopefully by the end of the year, beginning early next year or
Hmm.
something.
Yeah, and Invicta's got a huge pool, and talking to Ashley Cummins, so Invicta, they average a fight card like every other month, essentially, is where they're at.
Yeah.
And the only bad thing about that is there's so many fighters that they want to showcase, but
Hmm.
they can't.
Exactly. And I think that's what we talked about last time too.
Yes.
Like, I want to give so many people opportunities that the people that are kind of already in there or have a fight are kind of waiting, like, waiting
Yeah.
another year to fight again,
Yeah.
and I mean, I understand where they're coming from and I think it's great what they're doing, but it does kind of suck for like, you know,
Hmm.
other girls, other
Yeah.
people that kind of, or that have already kind of marked their territory and then want to make that next jump to try and get a title or
Hmm.
whatever.
Yeah,
That's
I agree. I think it could be as simple as because people would watch, right? If they kind of did like a prelim, kind of deal where you could throw 2 to 4 fights on there, and then you go from a 7 fight card to 11 or 12 fights.
That's true. I mean, they could do something like that. I think, or I don't know if it's because of funds or what, finances or
Hmm.
what, but more shows a year. I think they usually have like 5 shows a year, so,
Yeah, it's somewhere in there.
like that. Yeah, I think this year they have way more than usual, but
Yeah, I think they're at eight or nine by the time this year's over with,
yeah,
which is
but
cool.
shows a year, or yeah, like you said, a prelim card.
Hmm.
Is,
Yep.
just to give like I think that, and then they could use the prelim card for debuters, or like
Right.
pro or Invicta debuters, and then they can use the
Exactly.
for the the more veterans of the
Hmm.
more vets, and I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, that is a great idea, and also like do it in Invicta's hometown. Even you don't really have to necessarily make it part of like Invicta, one of the Invicta events, right? You just
Yeah,
have it in the hometown maybe, and now that's what I like. What Bellator does, Bellator's got a card, and their prelim cards are all like debut people or rookies, and
it's funny that because Bellator's coming to Boise in
yes,
September, and my boyfriend's on that card, and he's fighting
nice,
on the. And it's cool that like Bellator lets kind of local matchmakers do the like take care of the pre card.
yes,
You know, I think that's really cool because I think it gives local fighters like an opportunity, maybe
mm-hmm,
especially in smaller cities like Boise, that might not always get recognized and
right,
stuff. So I think that how Bellator sets it up is really cool. And we've already had the UFC come and
mm-hmm.
Bellator second time. We had RFA come, and I was like, Invicta, we're just missing you guys because I never get to fight in at home. I'm always out of state, so
Right.
I
It'll happen. It'll happen.
yeah,
I,
hopefully
yeah.
because they had a card in Utah, and when we went to the venue, like I went to go watch that card, um, and it was pretty small compared to like other shows in like California and stuff, and I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking, man, 208, the 208 MMA is really growing, and um, I feel like they would have a really good showing if they came to Boise.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Boise, that UFC event was huge. I mean, that was a
It
great
was
turnout, good
it
crowd.
was out, yeah. It was sold out in like 2 days.
Yeah, yeah. So that was a good thing. Yeah, Bellator going there is exciting. That's really cool.
Mhm.
And that's awesome that he's on the card. How cool is that?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, that's
I-
just fantastic. See, Bellator, and they also will stream it on the Paramount Network and the app. So
yeah,
so you can watch they make it pretty easy, to tune
yeah,
in and watch.
and
Yeah, which is great. So, I think Bellator is one of those that, I almost feel they may just sneak in an atomweight division at some point.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why I haven't fought for them because they don't have an atomweight division.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, that would be cool too. I think they just have flyweight and featherweight,
Yep, that's it.
and I feel like that's why the UFC's featherweights aren't that big. Maybe Bellator took them all first.
Well, Bellator's got, several, like legit featherweights, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like
Oh,
so that's why like uh Bud, the champion there, she's killer. I mean, I'd love to see her and Cyborg go at it. I really would.
a good fight.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that'd be insane. Two great strikers. I think that would just be that could be really good.
yeah,
So, but yeah, the atomweight division. It seems like I'm talking about it all the time, but
yeah.
there's a
Well,
reason for it.
it's an exciting weight division, I think. And
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is. Maybe Dana White has like the men's flyweight division in the UFC wasn't always like the most popular, so he thinks the lightest weight division for the females isn't going to
Hmm.
be so. But I mean, the men's flyweight division is getting way more popular, with Demetrius. I think people are finally kind of starting to give Demetrius Johnson the respect that he deserves, and
Right.
then Cejudo kind of coming in and stealing that belt, and then I feel like it kind of just goes to show that little people are exciting too.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's
Yeah,
really cool that you brought that up because, Cejudo, um, yes, Dillashaw knocked out Garbrandt, and
Hmm.
personally, I'm very happy about that.
Yeah.
But I'll leave that be. But Cejudo winning was great for that division, like you pretty much
Oh
like
yeah.
you just said.
It opened so many doors.
Everybody was talking about it. Everybody.
Yeah.
They're like
Ex-
UFC's flyweight division. So yeah, I think you hit it right on. They're like, I think yes, Demetrius Johnson is awesome, one of the
he's
best
a great.
champions ever, and I don't think you count him out. You know what I mean? Um,
Oh, now
yeah, he could definitely make a comeback here, but with Cejudo winning, I think that was the best thing that could have happened
I
at
think
that
so too.
event. I think
Hmm.
that was huge.
Yeah.
And
Although,
he's an Olympic gold medalist.
yeah,
So so
I do
so
that
he's
if you're gonna,
known.
I do think that if you're gonna take a belt from somebody, it shouldn't be a split decision.
Right.
But
No, I
I
I, I hear you.
go in. But no, I'm happy for Cejudo, and I think he's gonna make a great champion too.
Hmm.
Um, and I think I'm excited to see what like the men's flyweight division. I'm excited to see what happens now.
Yeah,
To
me
you know,
too. Me too. I think it's great, and
better.
I think it's I don't think there will be an immediate rematch because Johnson he got hurt pretty bad, and
Oh, did he?
yeah he got banged up. See, that's why if you watch, I mean he took some damage.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think there will be an immediate rematch, but I think
Hmm.
Cejudo will defend, and then they'll probably throw those two back in there, and
Oh, maybe
and it'll
if nobody
be it'll
harms
be
Cejudo.
massive. Like it'll be
Yeah,
huge.
too.
So
I think, and I think that was like the best thing for the flyweight division that they,
absolutely.
did that because now it kind of makes things interesting.
Hmm. So one thing that so like Lindsey Van Zant, she's making her Invicta debut at 31 at atom weight, which very excited about. And one thing
Yeah.
we talked
Oh, I saw her.
about was they tend to there's kind of like trends with Invicta cards. And it's usually like the Frey Grusander at Invicta 30, they were atom weight, so there was a few atom weights on the card, and then they tend to whatever card just had. I don't know if it's probably just coincidence or me just looking way too into it, but there's several atom weight fights at Invicta 31, and I really think they're setting it up for contenders. You know what I mean? Setting it
Yeah.
up to keep the
I
division
was
active.
there. Well, I thought I saw the.
I hear you. Hold on, I just lost my connection. Okay,
Oh,
we're
you're
good.
fine. Um.
It's this storm. This storm is killing it today.
Oh yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah, it's been hot for us.
All right, we're back
Um.
up.
So good luck to her.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited. Um,
Yeah.
that was huge. That was huge. But yeah, so it's cool that there's a champion. I don't remember was it Asaki or whatever who had the belt and then she just kind of like
Oh.
vanished.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ayaka.
yeah,
Uh. She fought for Risen a couple times.
right.
Yeah, and then well, I think when she went up to when she defended the title a couple times, I think she wanted to go up to 115 to see if she could make it to the UFC. Um, but got knocked out or something.
Yeah,
I think she
she
got knocked out by Livia
yeah
pretty pretty
she's
fast.
small. She is small.
Mhm.
Like
Uh, But instead of, I think she vacated her title and then fought in the 115 division against Livia. But I think when she lost, instead of coming back to um, the Invicta 5, I think Risen gave her um, I don't know about a contract or gave her an offer or something. I think fighting in her home was a little
hmm.
um, nicer for her. And plus, I mean, I'm sure they're treating her well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're treating her really well.
Yeah, Risen is like it's like the rock concert of MMA.
Oh, I know, it's so fun to watch. It's fun to watch some of my friends fight on there too, because I lived in Japan,
Hmm.
and so do you know King Reina?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah. So I went to school with her. I went
did
to
you
middle school.
really?
Yeah.
That's
So it's so
awesome.
we trained judo together, and I went to middle school with her. So that was cool seeing her like move over to MMA because she always knew that I did MMA, and I
Hmm.
think she's always interested in it. I don't know if when she started doing MMA or anything, but we did do judo together a few times, and she was always like kind of, oh, MMA is so cool, and and then Tenshin, I don't know if you've heard of Tenshin. He's
Yeah.
like that right now, the 19-year-old prospect who's like just
Yes.
killing. We trained Muay Thai together a couple times. He's pretty good. My brother,
That's
actually.
awesome.
It's like cool to see like, people I kind of not grew up with because I
Right.
didn't grow up with Tenshin or anything, but kind of knew when I was younger, like just killing it in Risen,
Mhm.
and I was like, man, that's cool, and it would be cool to like be able to fight for Risen, but we'll see.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but it's seriously like the summer rock fest of
Yeah.
MMA. It's
I wish that it wasn't like the time difference didn't mess up the way I could watch it because after the live event, I don't even know how I can find it.
right. Yeah, it's not
I
easy.
always
I think
I
you can like buy it. They tend to be like $20 or something, and you can
not bad.
stream it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Reina is
I,
no joke.
yeah.
Like
She's
she's got a knack for it.
yeah, it's just funny that to see her, the with her character and stuff like that, like the way she is with her character, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and um, it's just cool to see her like killing it, and yeah, I always tell people I was like, I went to school with her.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's huge over there in that area. Huge. Yeah, I'd love to experience one of those. That would be pretty cool, I think.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, there's but that's just like the community, right? The martial arts community. It's so
Oh,
massive.
I mean, it's like the home of martial arts, so
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. That's why I think you would really enjoy one FC. They're
I my parents, my dad especially, really wants me to fight for 1FC.
oh, it'd be amazing. It would be.
I Yeah,
They
I think.
have some absolute like their stable of fighters is huge,
Yeah.
and
Well, yeah, have some monsters in there, especially even the atomweight champion in ONE FC right now. She is young and killing it.
yeah,
Like
she's terrifying.
yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody was like, you should fight her, and I was like, oh, give me a little bit to train for that.
yeah,
Give me,
yeah. Well,
she's,
let me have a tune up first.
yeah, she's good for
Yeah,
sure.
they and that's the thing. They got like all the weight classes too, and when they put on an event, it's a long, it's a marathon because there's like 12 fights on there. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
and there's a lot going on, and they tend to have multiple championships,
mm,
per fight or
yeah,
per card. So, but yeah,
which
they
is
just have the talent is just insane, and
it's
just
so.
yeah, and the matchups are just they're just outright. I think one is the coolest
Yeah,
is the
I think
coolest
I definitely would love to fight for ONE FC. And then Vince too was saying that if the UFC never calls him or whatever, he wants to fight for ONE FC too. So
hey.
it's yeah, like it would be so fun to fight for ONE FC. And plus they have shows um kind of around Asia a lot, huh?
Oh yeah, that's pretty much where they're at now. They move. They're moving west, but
Are they,
well, slowly.
huh?
They're getting closer and closer every once in a while, and it's like, man, they need to come over here.
Yeah.
And it's Angela Lee, again, Lindsey Van Zant here helping me keep on track.
Angela,
Yeah,
yes.
she's the atom weight. She is just, oh my God, she's a beast.
Yeah, she is so good. Yeah, my boyfriend's dad has a fangirl crush on her, so
Yeah,
always like watching videos of her like fighting and stuff like
oh,
that.
she's good. Yeah, and
Yeah.
she I can't remember her opponent, but they had just a great, two fights together that were just
I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. The first one was for the belt,
Mei
and then the second
Yamaguchi, yes, Mei
May
Yamaguchi. I
I
love her too,
yeah,
absolutely love her. And
I
she
how
took
old is
that fight because remember Angela got hurt in that car wreck before she was supposed to fight Mei again for the second time.
well really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, this was towards the end of the year last year. So then May still took it. She didn't have to. Obviously, she took a fight against a dangerous opponent, like just a hot shot. I believe she was from Venezuela, one of the South American countries.
Yeah, yeah.
And May won, and then she um, got back and had the title shot again against Lee. But yeah, they put on a war.
They, I'm a big fan of those two fighting each other. Like
Yeah,
I would have seen that for a third time.
yeah, I would. And even though Angela's won two, I'd like to see a third one because May's not done.
Well,
And
you can see getting closer and closer too.
yep. Oh
Like,
yeah. Yeah, and I think after it was all said and done, it was smart for her to take that fight against such a hot opponent because, I mean, she went in there very confident, when she got that title shot again. So, yeah, one
and
is
it's cool.
awesome. I think that'd be a great place to
And it's
be.
cool seeing younger girls like Angela Lee,
Mm-hmm.
um, coming up and because when I first started, when I was like 16 or so, I remember I was fighting all these like 20 something, 27-year-olds,
Mm-hmm.
32-year, 5-year-olds. There was just nobody my age.
Right.
But now I'm fighting people my age. Like
Mm-hmm.
Elise Anderson was 22 when I was 22. And this Elise Zapateo was 23. I'm 23. Like
Yeah.
I'm to fight people my age, and I think it's cool to see that.
Yeah.
It's cool to see that like girls, younger the younger crowd is kind of getting into it, and like the younger crowd is getting into it.
Yeah, I think I feel bad for some atom weights because I think they're going to miss the big wave,
Hmm.
being either real late 20s or early 30s or whatever, and it's disappointing because I do think the UFC will go there at some point.
I think so.
You, Lindsay, ton of fighters in the age group that you're in. You guys are
Hmm.
you're gonna ride that wave, and every one of you is battle tested. I mean, you especially, you have so much experience that it's going to be insane the matchups that can come out of this, and
Yeah.
you're going to be in your prime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the
Oh,
prime, your physical prime is going to be
oh,
when the atomweight division finally gets the
so
respect
too.
it deserves.
That's what makes me excited, for the future and everything,
Mm-hmm.
because I know what I'm capable of now, but I always imagine like, man, I'm still young too.
Yep.
I haven't developed fully yet. I'm still fighting like adult women that are still stronger than me.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see when I have that same strength,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, keep
I
that in
can.
mind, and like I said, it sucks that this injury, but you're going to get through it. And like I said, at least you're not like 35, you know what I mean? Because I mean, an
Yeah,
injury like that at that age for an athlete is almost a death sentence, you know?
that's what the doctors were saying too. They were saying like, um, usually the recovery time is about 8 months to a year,
Mm-hmm.
because they said my everything else in my knee is pretty healthy. They said that I look like maybe 6 months or so with stem cells. They said maybe 4 months, but it's also an extra like 3 or 4 grand. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of like weighing the options. Like it would be
Mm-hmm.
cool to like recover sooner, but it's also a lot of money. So
No, you're doing the right thing, and you got always weigh it out, right? If you can make something happen, why not? But sometimes you just gotta just ride it out. But
hmm.
you're not against the clock right now. I don't think. And it's always fun watching you, and I know that when you do come back, it's going to be very exciting.
Thanks.
But yeah, just do your best to stay patient. I know it's not easy. I know.
I
I mean, I know you're ready to get back in there, but the
yeah,
matchups are going to be better.
so
As time goes by, I think the end of this year, a lot of things are going to be different, especially with the UFC with this whole ESPN thing. Like I said, I'm kind of nervous about it,
hmm.
because I don't know like what's going to happen with Invicta. Because Invicta is on UFC Fight Pass, and if they're going to start streaming so many things on ESPN's platform, who's going to pay for Fight Pass? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you know, I'm hoping at some point they're going to be like, hey, here's what UFC Fight Pass gives you, you know, and
Yeah.
hopefully maybe they can simulcast. I don't know, but it,
Yeah. Hopefully they figure something out. I mean, this is kind of just the beginning for this, so I feel like if they stop it now,
right.
missing out on so many possibilities. So I
Yeah,
feel
and
like,
I think now I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot, but I think to watch like the ESPN app, you have to have a cable package because you have to have a login. I don't think
oh,
you can
that's
buy an ESPN membership, and a lot of people have cut the cord. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cord cutters. So that's why I'm concerned about. I'm really concerned about Fight Pass because I've been a member of Fight Pass for quite a while now, and I'm like, what's going to happen?
yeah,
And to me, Invicta is worth the monthly price for in Fight Pass, but
too,
yeah,
yeah.
with
Well,
all the other stuff you get though is
yeah,
really cool,
that's where you see your future female fighters, you
right?
know?
Yeah,
It's the only place you see your future female fighters. So,
yeah,
no other promotion is going to those, show you that competition in the women's division.
yeah.
So,
That's why I
it,
think one championship, when it's all said and done, is going to um, be the king of MMA.
yeah,
I really feel that way. It is ran by smart people. Um,
I think so too.
I think once they start expanding west, that things are really
It's,
going to start changing.
yeah, I wouldn't doubt it either.
Yeah,
And I mean, that would be great, that
yeah,
would be cool.
yeah. And it. So this is cool. This is like the most casual conversation I've ever had on this. Just talking about MMA all day long.
I
But yeah,
know.
it's kind of it's and like I try and tell people, like I did something earlier today on matchups and or upcoming fights or whatever, and most of them were UFC. But I always stress the fact that that's for this week and next week. Like there's so many promotions out there that people, if you're a fan, you got to start paying attention to.
Oh yeah.
There's so many things out there, and like one championship, they have a really nice app that's really easy to use. They stream their stuff to the app, and it's free.
Hmm.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Dang,
yeah.
I didn't know.
What's holding you back?
Yeah.
What's
Oh
holding you
yeah.
back?
I thought you had that was another membership.
Right. No, no. I mean,
That's what
and
yeah,
then
Bellator. You don't have to pay for it either, huh?
no, not the Bellator app.
Yeah.
Now, like I say, you get the prelims, but to watch the actual card, you have to have a Paramount network, so you
Yeah.
got to
Oh,
have a cable package. But
yeah.
you can
This,
watch prelims and you can
yeah.
watch all kinds of stuff. So moving forward, we wrap this up here. Don't want to take too much of your time, but moving forward, are you still going to school, or did you finish that?
No. Well, I'm going to school still.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the next step.
Yeah.
So, I I'm gonna go to BSU this semester for a little
Nice.
bit, State University, just take a couple classes there, but I really want to apply to like a college in Vegas or something because that would be cool too, like
Right.
Vegas or California, whichever one accepts me first. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna apply those for the spring semester and then see
Okay.
how that. So I'll possibly be moving to Vegas or California or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just for school mostly,
Yeah.
not for training. I mean, I'd still be training there, but
Mm-hmm.
especially with knee injury, I feel like it kind of gives me time to focus more on school too, So, um, yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah. Put as much ammo in your gun as you possibly can.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to
I
be
mean,
ready.
I still want to, stay in shape and train and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Of course, stay ready, but this kind of gives me to just really focus on school and kind of catch up a little bit because I've always been like I would put school aside when
Mm-hmm.
I'm up for something, it was
Yeah.
always hard to balance both, but this is a good time to just kind of focus on school and
Yeah.
um, reach that other goal,
Right.
that
Yeah. Yeah. Get through the fall, get through the winter time, and like you said, at some point next year, early to mid next year, you're going to be back in there. So, accomplish everything that you can, you know,
Yeah.
to keep your future bright. Because I mean, like I say, you're not even remotely close to the end of your MMA career. So, it's you got a long way to go, and I
Mhm.
don't mean that in a bad, like, oh, we got a long way. I mean, like, you have a long way to go. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I
And
know what you mean.
and
Yeah.
that's the thing, like, like you said too, like you're not even really in your physical prime yet.
Hmm.
I mean, you got that coming. So yeah, just do what you got to do, and
Yeah.
you're gonna do good things. And I really think, yeah, maybe UFC will make an announcement. Um, I'm either expecting them or Bellator to do it, and
Yeah.
I think when one of them does it, the other one will do it soon after.
Oh
Um,
yeah. It's
but I
rival.
kind of hope the UFC learned its lesson on the flyweight division. Um,
I hope.
yeah,
I hope. So.
waiting so long, waiting
Yeah.
too long, in my opinion. So,
Yeah.
if they keep letting Bellator get the one up on them, that's another thing too. Like, the fighters at Bellator are making so much more money right now.
That's what I hear with not just like their pay, their fight pay, but like with sponsors and stuff too.
Sponsorships, yeah. Ever
Yeah.
since that Reebok thing with UFC, that's just been
I think their prelims get paid very well.
no, no, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't. That
Yeah.
that that's like the big difference.
That they save their money.
Right, right,
But at least the prelim fighters on the UFC get kind of what paid what they're deserved to. But no, I think it could go either way.
hmm,
I think one mistake for Bellator and the UFC is going to stay on top, or one
right,
mistake and Bellator is going to take over. So
yep.
I just all about business and
Hmm.
who the smarter businessman is. So
Yep, and it's funny too, sitting there, saying that's how I look at it too. And then you got one championship, right, which is just sitting there
yeah,
putting out quality freaking
yeah,
cards, and
yeah,
people are
yeah.
really starting to notice.
Paying
So,
their fighters like
yep,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
things are changing.
they
So
are.
yeah, just so what are some things? We'll wrap this up here. I've asked you your three keys to success, but what are some things? Just a couple things that you are proud of yourself for recently. I know a lot of people. It's hard to talk about that kind of stuff because some people are like, "Oh, you're cocky" or whatever, which I don't look at it. I think it's healthy to be proud of yourself.
Oh, for
So I
yeah.
just curious. What kind of things have you been doing? That make yourself happy because you're like, man, I accomplished something. This.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm only 23, and right now I have all the medical bills and stuff for my auntie and everything. I think I'm proud of myself for taking care of it by myself. My parents have offered to, help me stuff like that. And, I just don't feel comfortable taking it, and
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if I keep taking money from my parents, then I'm gonna get used to it, and I need to take care of myself. So I'm proud of myself for that.
Mm-hmm.
Staying busy, even if I have an injury, I'm staying busy, whether that's working to pay for my medical bills or, like still trying stuff. I mean, it sucks, but
Right.
I've been trying to keep my head leveled, and I've been trying to just take the right steps, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and taking care of myself and learning about myself, teaching myself to take care of myself, and yeah, just all that stuff, figuring things out, and
Yeah. Well, that's stuff to be proud of, definitely. So, as a fan, as a friend, I'm proud of you too.
thank you.
But you are, like I said, you're right there. It sucks that you're injured, but you're
Hmm.
you're gonna get through it. And
And if
like I
yeah,
say,
and I, I think that if anything, this injury is just gonna make me a stronger fighter.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
just looking at that, it's not
yeah,
gonna make me weaker in any way. So
right,
it
yeah,
doesn't set me back at all. So I'm
exactly.
excited for
Get
the recovery.
get through it. Be a little selfish because you can. It's
Yeah.
okay. And if people don't understand that, then you probably need to re-examine them in your circle. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
You're at a point now where it's like you have so many things that you have left to accomplish, and you're going to accomplish. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you so much for being on again. It's always fun to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you. It was good talking to you again too.
All right. Well, you have a great rest of your day, and we'll stay in touch.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
All right, that was Shino VanHoose again. Love talking with her. She's a lot of fun. Um, just a great person to talk to and to deal with. So yeah, we did a show earlier about um, upcoming fights and things like that, and that's on Anchor.fm. So check that out, and everybody have a good day, and thanks for being here.